Chapter 14: The Ultimate Intelligence, Spiritual Quotient. While IQ and EQ shape the mind and heart, spiritual quotient, SQ, reaches deeper, healing the roots of stress and guiding one towards true well-being. Rooted in ancient Indian wisdom, SQ, or Rutumbhara Pradnya, is the inner light of divine intelligence aligned with truth and purpose. Through practices like Charvan Tarpan, meditation, and spiritual discipline, this sacred intelligence awakens. As the body is purified and the mind stilled, clarity arises, resilience deepens, and peace becomes a natural state of being. We are living in the age of Kali Yuga, a time marked by rising psychological stress across all levels of society. Whether one is wealthy or struggling, a professional or a student, stress, anxiety, and emotional fatigue have become near universal experiences. In yoga workshops held in places like Ikkal and Nanded, even doctors have openly shared their battles with depression and burnout. This highlights a growing global crisis in emotional well-being. Today's youth are under immense pressure to succeed academically, professionally, and socially. But success often feels like a mirage, visible yet unreachable. Despite achievements, many feel empty, anxious, or emotionally exhausted. The mind becomes restless and the heart grows weary. Beyond IQ, the rise of EQ and SQ. While intelligence, IQ, has long been emphasized in education and career growth, it contributes only to 20% to long-term success, according to psychologists. The remaining 80% comes from emotional quotient and a lesser known but powerful force, spiritual quotient. IQ supports logic, memory, and learning. EQ governs our emotional awareness, relationships, and resilience. SQ enables us to live with wisdom, purpose, peace, and compassion. Many modern thinkers emphasize the importance of EQ and SQ. Daniel Goleman: high IQ does not ensure success. Emotional intelligence is essential for inner stability. Antonio Damasio: emotions are crucial for decision making. Without them, even high IQ fails to function well. Robert Cooper: EQ helps harmonize thinking, builds core values, and strengthens inner resolve. Sternberg and Victor Brothers: EQ and SQ unlock deeper brain capacities and resolve ethical dilemmas. Rushworth Kidder and Alwyn Poussaint: without empathy and moral intelligence, intellect can lead to destruction, as seen in historical atrocities. Dr. Carl Jung: after age 35, psychological well-being increasingly depends on spiritual development. The missing link, spiritual quotient, SQ. While EQ is now widely recognized, SQ remains underexplored in modern psychology. Spiritual intelligence includes the ability to access inner peace, discern right from wrong intuitively, and experience deeper connectedness. Psychologist Walter Mischel suggested that practices like meditation and prayer can cultivate this inner wisdom. Indian spiritual traditions, however, have long described, practiced, and realized SQ through what sages called wisdom, pradnya, and ultimately divine wisdom, rutumbara pradnya, the highest state of awakened intelligence. At Mahayogdham Alandi, the practice of Charvan Tarpan has been developed as a holistic method to integrate IQ, EQ, and SQ. Charvan Tarpan, a mindful eating practice rooted in yogic and scientific principles, enhances digestion, focus, and mental clarity, reduces emotional reactivity and stress, promotes compassion, forgiveness, and peace, and activates intuitive and spiritual insight. It involves thorough chewing of food with full awareness, spiritual offering of food with gratitude, inner silence and observation while eating. Even materially inclined individuals have reported deep transformation after consistent practice. Spiritual quotient, SQ, the blossoming of divine wisdom. Modern science has yet to formally define or research the concept of spiritual quotient. However, ancient Indian spiritual traditions and texts have long explored, practiced, and realized it. Sages and saints across ages have personally experienced SQ as a higher state of consciousness, surpassing intellectual and emotional intelligence. In contrast, the intelligence quotient is commonly associated with sharp, subtle, and analytical intelligence. Emotional quotient, often referred to as a self radiance, pratibha, or atma prabha, brings forth divine qualities such as compassion, forgiveness, peace, mercy, and unconditional love. As EQ matures, these virtues manifest and form the basis for the emergence of spiritual quotient. When SQ develops, it transforms ordinary individuals into spiritually awakened beings, like how the dacoit Valyakori became sage Valmiki and the unlearned Kalidas became a poet of unmatched wisdom. In spiritual literature, this inner flowering is first referred to as pradnya, wisdom, and when fully realized, it becomes the state of absolute divine wisdom, rutumbara pradnya. The divine wisdom, rutumbara pradnya, the pinnacle of SQ. Our Sadguru Sri Bappa Sahib describes rutumbara pradnya as a spontaneous manifestation of divine knowledge. In this state, knowledge flows without the need for memorization or rote learning. Insights arise effortlessly, as exemplified by sage Vyasa, who composed vast scriptures, and Saint Jnaneshwar, who, at just 16 years of age, presented the highest spiritual truths in a practical form. Such wisdom is the mark of an awakened spiritual quotient. This state unfolds through the awakening of Kundalini Shakti, initiated under the guidance of a Siddha Guru, a spiritually empowered master capable of bestowing direct yogic experiences. The path of Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, as described in the Bhagavad Gita and the Jnaneshwari, serves as the ascending staircase towards the development of SQ. Cultivating SQ through meditation, sadhana. SQ is cultivated through intense sadhana and self-effort, beginning with a practice of Charvan Tarpan, mindful chewing and offering of food, which purifies the body, mind, and intellect. Emotional purification and awakening can further be achieved through foundational spiritual practices, including Sarvarpana Prayog, total surrender to the divine, Akhanda Nama Jap, unceasing chanting using Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, and Para speech, Akhanda Rupa Dhyana, continuous meditation on divine forms, Je Je Bhete Bhuta, Te Te Manije Bhagavanta, seeing God in every being, Sakshitva Bhav, cultivating the witness attitude, Anasakti Bhava, detachment in action, Swarupanusandhana, self-enquiry and awareness of the true self, love and intimacy towards nature, dedicating every breath, action, and emotion to the divine. Through these practices, the intellect evolves from an emotional state towards a spiritual one, culminating in the development of spiritual intellect. The emotional evolution through Bhakti Yoga. The emotional aspect of Bhakti Yoga is an essential pathway for developing SQ. This journey progresses through increasingly refined stages of divine emotion, rati, passion, prema, love, mana, respect or honor, sneha, friendship, rag, delight, anurag, deep love, bhav, devotion, bhavavesh, emotional ecstasy, mahabhav, spiritual ecstasy, adhirudhabhav, established divine emotion, rudhabhav, transcendental emotion, madanaras, compassion, modanaras, blissful emotional essence. At the summit of this path, the Divine Lord manifests within the seeker. The body becomes a temple, the intellect shines with divine wisdom, and the speech becomes a carrier of truth. This is the embodiment of Ritumbara Pradnya, the true spiritual quotient. A detailed 256-hour exposition on Bhakti Yoga and its role in developing SQ is available on Mahayogdham's YouTube channel. The science behind spiritual transformation. Research by scientists such as Dr. Pearls highlights how thorough chewing, charvan, reduces aggression and fosters love within 21 hours. Similarly, Dr. Carl Jung observed that people above 40 who lacked spiritual grounding suffered psychologically. He noted that after age 35, life naturally leans towards spiritual evolution. The body houses 72,000 energy channels through which vital force flows. Charvan ensures unblocked, continuous energy flow, enhancing vitality and balance. Cranial osteopathy reveals rhythmic fluid pulsations in the brain influenced by the pineal gland, which activates the entire nervous system via the Sushumna Nadi. The pineal gland's secretion stimulates electron plasma waves that influence thought quality, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Mental stress, for example, triggers adrenal secretions that disrupt body functions. But joy stimulates interferon, a natural cancer fighting substance. Dr. Lawrence Crapo and Dr. C. L. Cabron have emphasized how endocrine secretions, driven by the nervous system and brain energy, govern health. The balance of the five elements earth, water, fire, air, ether within the body ensures long life and resilience. Charvan Tarpan, the gateway to divine intelligence. Practicing Charvan ensures that no organ is overburdened. Digestion becomes efficient, leading to pure, thin blood that freely circulates and nourishes every cell. The glands function optimally, releasing essence rich hormones that foster sattvic emotions. Stress, fear, and depression diminish, while love, joy, and clarity rise. This triggers the integrated development of IQ, EQ, and SQ, bringing forth divine qualities. Charvan improves the digestion and absorption of nutrients, eliminating the need for separate dietary plans. It aligns the gross and subtle bodies, energizing every cell like a dynamo, enabling the seeker to live with full vitality. While IQ can be cultivated through education and EQ through emotional sensitivity, SQ emerges only through self realization and divine experience. This is the stage where knowledge is no longer acquired externally, but arises naturally from within. Such inner transformation allows for a stress free, resilient, and joyful life. The seeker becomes a beacon of divine wisdom, health, and grace. True health is not merely the absence of illness, it is the harmony of body, mind, and soul. And the ultimate destination of this holistic journey is the manifestation of the spiritual quotient, the complete human being.